Well, guys, we made a bit of a purchase. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the new rig. This is my new truck. It is a 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and we've got a camper on the back. This has been something I've been wanting to share with you guys for a couple months now. I've been biting my tongue. I haven't shared anything on social media about this, but this has been a multi-month process of getting a truck and building out a camper. And so I wanted to bring you guys along and show you how it all came together. And then at the end of this video, we're going to take this on its maiden voyage. All right, heater's on. We're finally settling in. We've got some filet mignon on the cast iron right now.
The water on the river is traveling upstream on the surface, so it might be an interesting bobber day.
Oh my God. But before we get into that, I want to talk about how we got here. If you've followed along for a while now, you've probably seen the Honda Pilot in some of the videos. It's a car that I've been driving around since college. It's been in my family since 2013. You know, we grew up doing road trips in it to the mountains, to the beach, and even up to Maine. Eventually, I got to take it to college, and it was my mode of transportation to go fishing, to see friends, to get to school. I even convinced my family to allow me to take it on a cross-country road trip to Colorado, my senior year spring break, right at the cusp of COVID, right before it broke out. Definitely a trip I will remember forever, stuffing 6 of us into a Honda Pilot and just traveling across the country. But eventually, I graduated college and I bought the car from my parents. This is my first car that I'd ever owned. It is the car that got me out to Utah, and I've been able to camp in it, fish out of it, bike out of it, ski, like take it on all the different adventures. But it started having some issues. They were small at first, but they started getting worse and worse each time.
What is it with fly fishing films and shit cars?
I just want to use my rooftop tent. Is that too hard to ask for?
Yeah, because you put it on a fucking 200,000-mile car.
It's because I put it on a Honda Pilot, that's why.
Looks pretty dang good.
I mean, that's a pro duct tape job.
Well done, dude.
And we did a little bit of redneck engineering to get us to the next town to get it fixed. But when I got back and took it to the mechanic, it was pretty evident that I was going to have to put a lot more money into the car to keep it up to speed and just to keep it driving. Do I keep putting money into the Pilot, or do I find a new vehicle? And I chose the latter. Now, truthfully, I'm not a big car guy. Like, I don't know that much about cars. You open an engine, I'm lost. I knew I wanted something new, but I wasn't really sure what I was looking for yet. And I got to see, different friends' cars and trucks over the years, and especially over this past year. And what made the most sense for my lifestyle and what I want to use the vehicle for was a truck. And after weeks of searching around on the internet and going to different dealerships, I found the one. There's papers printing, and it actually is happening. Well, it is now dark. I just spent the entire day at the dealership, but I am now the proud owner of a new Tundra. Well, it's used, but it's a Tundra. This is like my first real adult purchase, so I went through all of the ups and downs, feelings, emotions today, but we got it done. I'm very, very stoked. First look at her. Bye to the Pilot. Coming back for the Tepui, don't you worry. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. my goodness. How is this mine? Wow. This doesn't feel like I should be able to drive this thing. Oh, the lights work. That's good. They didn't work in my old car. Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. It hasn't really set in yet, but I'm gonna enjoy the first ride home in the new whip. I'm very excited to kind of build this thing out. I really hope to turn this thing into a solid adventure rig that we can take on fishing trips and biking trips and skiing trips. Maybe get like a tent set up or some sort of build in the back, and yeah, get this thing dialed. This is hugely thanks to all you guys who've been following along and helping make this little dream of mine a reality. So we're gonna keep crushing, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the first ride home. We'll see you guys later. We're back with the Pilot. The boys are helping me get it off. This is the last and final look at the Pilot. Getting the tent off, and she's gone. Now it was time to find a camper. And when I started to look at different options for truck campers, I was pretty overwhelmed because there's a ton of options out there. So I was asking friends and doing research, and one of my buddies told me to go check out a company called Harker Outdoors. Really impressed by their design. It was different from everything else in that wedge camper world, and it was able to utilize the truck tailgate space as part of the camper. So you'd get a couple extra feet of interior space with this camper setup. And ironically, they were local here to Salt Lake. So I went to the shop, I got to meet the guys, and we just totally hit it off. They were super nice and super welcoming, showing me a bunch of the options that they have and all the different campers that they make. And ultimately, it came down, we were like, we should just partner up. So that's what we did. All right, today is a very exciting day because we're taking the truck over to Harker Outdoors, and we're gonna start on the truck camper. There's the man.
What's going on?
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, you see it.
Got the truck?
Got the truck.
Alright.
Got some gear.
Joe. Yo, Joe! Look, Scotty.
There's the man.
Sorry, I didn't get your message forever.
Oh, you're good. How we
So,
doing?
I was just doing this, and so I can't tell if my phone's vibrating or if the sanding's
Yeah, you're busy, man.
going, so.
All right, we got Joe and Jake here from Harker, and these guys are gonna help me build out the camper. I'm a noob to all this, and this is like their thing, their craft. So really
Cool.
excited for this.
Yeah, I'm stoked too. We can go in the back and kind of show you some of the campers, and we can sit down, draw out stuff, see you, play with the dreams in your head, and see if we can make those come true.
This will be kind of similar.
Yeah, this would be very similar. As far as room, your truck bed is almost this height, so this is kind of the room you're thinking you're gonna have inside your truck. And then imagine, this is, now you're gonna have another 2 feet outside of here. So your camp is gonna be from here to that back wall. Yeah.
Is this the same width?
Yep, same width too. This is our side panels right here. And this is how we make them. There's actually 2 sheets of aluminum in here that get riveted together. And then we have our board, and we make some bends in it, and then it just slides in kind of like a puzzle piece. That allows for 0 perforations into the panel from the top, so no chance of leaking. Go for it.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
So just that strength of just a panel with nothing on it.
So where does that go exactly?
So this is what holds your bed. This is your bed you sleep on, is made out of this, and the roof. So holding snow loads. We've had on the bed, with this platform being like this 10 millimeter, we've had over 700 pounds on a bed, and no problem.
One of the cool things from the get-go is they really wanted to help me customize this exactly to my needs and what I was looking for. We sat down, we had a brainstorming sesh, brought out a bunch of ideas that I had and other campers that I'd seen, and basically just laid out my needs. So I was thinking having that on one side and then a window on the other. This was in a Tacoma, and this was on the side of his truck.
That's like exactly what I was picturing in my head, but on a molly panel. Be cool.
So if I could have something in there where you get off the river, you got your slots already, and you just plug them in.
Yeah.
You know, it's all ready to go.
All this is just about where the camper starts. So then you still have all that wall space above it. On the inside of the door, put the fly stuff. Have your Velcro attached to the door.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay.
Like if we do like a carpet or a
A little
Velcro.
fly wall would be cool.
Yeah.
So you can pull that away, and then you can grab. So then it's kind of got some more uses out of it. So. Bed right there. With the side access, having a molly panel right there, then you could reach in and have more gear here. You got your fly stuff, and then if you wanted to store boots or whatnot. So let's get your main shell built, and then have you come take a look at both the mine and cams, and you know, you can pick and choose from both of them and be like, okay, I like what you did here, you know, maybe I don't like this, and we can narrow it and personalize it for you.
All right, today we're here grabbing some measurements of the truck, sliding in the fridge, and just planning out the interior of the build. This is the first look at the fridge. We're gonna see if it fits.
The great unveiling.
Yeah, these are awesome fridges. National Luna fridge, stainless steel construction. Oh, boom, should we pop her open? Got it shut.
Yeah.
Boom inside.
Oh,
So it's got like a
sweet.
double basket system here. And a little one on the side. See how it looks. So we can measure out for your cabinets. This will actually sit up once we get it all straight. Yeah, so that's a big drawer. Down in there. Here. It's almost 4 feet, man. So
4 feet across.
Big 4 foot bed.
And then I don't know, it could be cool to have like a spot for these guys that aren't being like used currently, because I'll probably bring a couple rods.
Yeah.
A grab and go kind of thing, like, oh, I want the dry flight box.
Yeah.
Pull the dry
What
flight
about on the side hack though?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have your battery, and your battery comes almost even with this frame. So I think we could put some rod holders, so you're just sliding them like this. So, and then stack them. So it's just like boom, boom, boom. You know, you could put labels for what rod you're using on it, pull it out, and then once the door's open, these guys are like, boom.
They can have a little cup almost.
Yep. You're just like cruising down the road, and you're like, oh, dude, that creek looks cool, or river. Let's just see what it's got in it. Then you can just step outside, pull it, build it, and go out and test the waters. So this has all the molly holes right along here. So this is going to be your wall. So what I'm thinking is building some like aluminum trays that come out. So then you can put your battery blocks like right inside of it. And what we could do is, if you wanted just some Velcro like on the bottom, and so you can sit these so they're not like bouncing. So I think that's probably the cleanest system is to do something like that.
With measurements done, it was time to let the guys go to work.
64.
Being that I was local, I was able to come check in on the build in the process as it came along. So the shell is finally built?
So yeah, we kind of got the shell going. We got to do some custom colors with your top to match the truck. So the top's not done yet, but here is the base. So we got the carpet in and the frame's pretty much there. Now it's like, how do you want it to come together? Yeah, this is when you finally get to see how it's all coming together and see that it's real.
Yeah, seriously, right? Was it this side that we were talking about doing the window?
So yeah,
With
if you did a window here, it'd be nice because you'd have a bench system here. You'd have your fridge, a bench. So if you're sitting, you could actually look out that window.
Yeah. The most important thing for me with this build was utility. Actually using this thing, how does it perform, and reducing friction. Reduce the friction that it takes for me to go out and explore or go out on a trip. I want to have everything ready to go so I have no excuses to not dip out of town, even if it's just a weeknight, just to go camp up in the mountains for the night.
Our first camper is EDC, it's expedition driven camper, but when we started it was everyday camper because it was on your car all the time and you could go at any time you wanted. The idea was take your tool bag out, put your cooler in, and take off. And so this just made it simple. You know, if you're having a crappy day on Friday and you're like, it was a crappy day, I don't feel like packing. Well, you're already packed. It's just like, grab a bag and go.
On top of that, I wanted an electrical system. I wanted to be able to charge my batteries, my computer when I'm out in the woods, come back from a day of filming and fishing and just plug the stuff in and go.
When we started these campers, we wanted to optimize the size of the camper, but keep the weight small. We looked all over for a flat battery, couldn't find one, so we developed our own, and that's Dirt Circuit, so it's one of our brands. Now it just fits in the wall, so if you ever took your camper off, your battery's there, you just unplug. We got a quick connect that goes into our electrical panel from your truck. You just unplug that, undo the bolts, and it's off.
Being able to see the build come together was honestly really cool, especially being someone that is not very mechanically sound. I was really impressed with how everything was put together, and it's all assembled and built here in Salt Lake in the U.S.
Excuse me, brother.
And then so you'll just put your stuff in. Those are custom made.
Oh, sweet. We're back in the truck here, heading to Harker. And this is the last drive in the truck before I have a camper on. I'm going to drop this thing off overnight, and then tomorrow I'm coming back to pick up the camper for good. Here we are, guys. Today's the day. Picking up the truck with the camper. Oh, there she is. You got her all set up in the open. This is the last look at the truck before the camper's on.
How you doing? What's up, guys?
How are ya?
Good. Going full speed.
It's a full house in here. You guys are cranking them out right now. I think this one's mine. Yeah, this is the one.
So we're just finishing up your cabinet. You want to see it?
Yeah, let's check it out.
So these, push these down.
Oh, yes.
Cabinet, man.
The carpet bottom,
Yeah. You don't want stuff getting scratched up.
Right.
So it has a couple detents, so you'll push it and it might catch. Let's see if it does it. So it gets locked in. So you got to press it again. And then you can get another one. So there it is. We're finishing the bench. This is going to get a cap. So we're going to get the cap. Then the fridge will get mounted. And then camper time goes on. Small issue we ran into is the back cabinet hits the very first rod holder. So I gotta take one of them out.
Okay, got it.
So
That's okay. I think
So-
2 is like plenty.
yeah. So
Or
we'll
we
have
can
a
mount it
spare
somewhere else.
and we can mount it somewhere else.
Oh, nice. Super clean.
So I'm
That's a
turning-
lot of space. Too.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then yeah, you can sit on that. And so yeah, you'll be golden.
Hell
Throw like a
yeah.
little cushion on that or something.
Yeah, definitely.
A little more. Right there. Perfect. All right, ready?
What do you think, fellas? Was it a good backing job?
It's pretty solid. That was pretty solid, like a first try.
As they were assembling the camper and putting the finishing touches on, I felt like a little kid at Christmas. I was getting so giddy and so antsy just watching them put everything together. Look at that. Camper is mounted. Now they're just building out the interior. And all I could think about is what is to come with this camper.
We should line it up with the sticker a little bit too. I can see because you're fattening it. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're just like waiting around at this point. We're just looking at it, but we can't touch it yet. But next week, a couple days from now, is actually my birthday. We're going up to Idaho and do some fishing. The maiden voyage out of the truck. Dang, dude. Good shit, boys. Good work. Man, that's crazy, though, to see it.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
And then once that's up, you just reach and pull this. You leave it about the 8 inches just to help you start this guy. Take it in all the way. Then you just bring the rest back in. There it is.
Oh my
man.
gosh, it's so much wider than what
Yeah,
I
the
was
smaller
expecting.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that is kick-ass.
Pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it goes one more. There you go.
Dang,
So,
that easy.
yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Look at that. Guys, we are locked and loaded. The camper is on, and we're in business. This is crazy. I mean, I just feel like I'm driving my truck right now, honestly. But I just looked in the rear view mirror. I'm like, oh, That's right, I can't see out of there anymore. But, man, this is really exciting. Again, thank you so much to Harker Outdoors for making this possible. Very excited for all the trips that are gonna come with the camper. But our first trip is coming up next. In just a couple of days, we're heading up north to Idaho to do a little fishing and winter camping. So see you guys then. With the camper build done, there was only one thing left to do, which is take the truck on its maiden voyage. So I grabbed my buddy Lucas, we packed the truck, and we headed north to Idaho. But before we get into the fishing, I do want to say a special thank you to Harker Outdoors for not only building out this camper, which is by far the coolest thing that I've ever owned, but two, for sponsoring the channel and sponsoring this video. They're going to be a partner of ours this coming year, and we are so excited to have them on board. And some of the key things that I really liked about this camper was, one, the interior space, which is about 40% larger than most wedge campers, being that it has straight walls rather than slanted walls. So you get more space, and you get to take the back door off, which turns into a freaking table on the side. And then you have the annex that pops up, and there's no trap door. There's no like bar in the way to get into your camper. So the bed will go up and I can stand inside, and I feel like I can actually hang out in there rather than just using it for sleep. On top of that, the all-in-one electrical system that they were able to build out was super simple for a dummy like me who doesn't know how to wire stuff. Instead of going out and trying to figure out an electrical setup myself, they were able to just do it all in shop. And they did all of this while keeping it super light and nimble, so it's not too heavy and not killing your suspension. So it really was a no-brainer for me to go with this EDC Harker camper. If you are someone who is looking for a camper setup and you're looking to spend more time outside and camp more, I cannot recommend these guys enough. And lucky enough for all of you guys, they're offering $500 off your camper. All you got to do whenever you're ready to buy at the end, you just use the code WILDFLY in checkout. You do not have to make the full deposit right away. If you... Oh my gosh, there he is. What's up, dude? I'm almost done.
Oh, hey.
Guys, I'm literally filming this plug and my roommate just shows up. This is crazy. What are you doing?
I'm on elk patrol.
Ooh, early season elk patrol?
Yeah, gotta know where they're at.
Yeah. I've been seeing your pins on Onyx.
Oh, yeah. The best thing about living with Scotty is that we share an Onyx account.
Damn right. Joe, what are your honest thoughts on the camper since you've seen it?
I think it's an upgrade from the, what'd you have before, a Highlander?
Pilot.
The Pilot. It's no 2015 Volkswagen Jetta, though.
Damn right.
Damn right. All right, I'll see you at home.
All right, see you, man. All right, guys, I swear we can't make these things up. But as I was saying, if you guys are interested in getting a camper from Harker, just use the code WILDFLY at checkout. You do not have to pay the full amount up front. Just talk to Jake and the team. They'll get you hooked up. And now, let's get up to Idaho. Every good fishing trip starts at Walmart. In case you don't remember, this is my buddy Lucas. He's been a longtime fan of the channel and introduced himself when I came into the local coffee shop that he works at. We've become good friends ever since, and he is a master chef, so I put him in charge of food for the trip. We're off to a little bit of a rocky start here. Your boy forgot our camp grill at home, so we upgraded to a Coleman, $50 Coleman grill for the weekend. There we go. Now to find a campsite in the dark and cold. In the cold.
that it would block the backside.
Right.
But I think we'll totally be good.
We just arrived at our campsite. We're gonna throw on the heater for the first time. This is exciting because it's freezing out right now and we really need this. Alright, heater's on. We're finally settling in. It was kind of chilly setting everything up, but I think we're about to whip up a little bit of ramen, something quick. We got here kind of late, but we made it.
We're here.
What do you think?
Oh, this thing is sweet. Heating our asses up right now is this bad boy. It's just a propane heater. We got propane outside, fully away from enclosed areas. Ran by this little circuit board system here. So we can go hot or we can go cold. And then, yeah, we got the dirt circuit holding all of our power for all of Scotty's little editing and charging. So we got drones up there, cooler fully loaded, stocked up, good to go for a week. Yeah, we're gonna cup noodle up tonight. Nothing special.
Morning. Today is February 28th, 2024, which is also my 26th birthday. On my way to being an old man. But the first night here in the camper was honestly a huge success. We had the heater going all night. It was like down to 12 degrees or something, and we were nice and toasty the whole night, so it was great. It's funny to think back when I was first fishing as a little kid, and it felt like something that I would just do as a little kid and then eventually grow out of it. And here we are, 26, and it is a part of my career. It's like my favorite thing to do, and it's still very prevalent in my life. So I think we're gonna start out with a little coffee and a birthday breakfast to get things going. There it is.
Morning.
Good morning. How'd you sleep?
Safe and sound. Fucking warm. That thing rips. Is it
At least it
steaming on the
feels-
outside?
It's not steaming.
Oh, wait. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scotty. Happy birthday to you.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, dude.
Thank you, dude. Oh no.
We gotta get you dialed with cooking.
Dude, no way.
So we got you some blades. Because everybody deserves a 6-inch Chef Wusthof
Oh my gosh, dude.
and a 3-inch pairing to match.
No way.
Those boys will last a
Dude.
lifetime.
Thank you.
Kids will have those.
Dude, I appreciate it.
And we're gonna teach Scotty how to use them properly.
just like globs, you know.
Ugly. A little burnt sometimes. Yep.
Strawberries. Just nommed a delicious breakfast and coffee. Now we're gonna get the boots and waders on and go hit the river. We've been sitting in here and this wind has really picked up, coming right downstream in the valley. So might make things a little interesting out there. Truthfully, guys, I've not been doing a ton of winter fishing. The one day that I went a month ago, I almost got caught in an avalanche on the river. It was insane. Holy shit, dude.
Wow.
That, I was just standing right
Wow.
there, and that thing just came out of nowhere. But I have not done a ton of fishing, so honestly really looking forward to this. Alright. Time to rock. Just a long, cold road. Oh, look at this range. Absolutely beautiful.
Did you get that? There are dry flies.
You saw, oh.
Look at this area. See this? This is warm water. Warmer water. Look at this foam line right here and look just beyond it. Right where the riffles and bubbles are meeting. Do you see that? We could just fucking fish dry flies here for the rest of the day. Is this actually a bald eagle? Yo. You're so cool, dude.
Wow, welcome to the river, huh?
Welcome to the river.
Oh yes. We're getting it.
We're fishing dry flies.
Sit, sit, sit! Psst. There it is. LDR. We got a little excited there when we rolled up to that hole, but they were not quite as big as we hoped.
They were wild fly sized fish.
Yeah, they were definitely wildfly sized fish. Exactly.
Are you gonna drop a dangle in here?
It's just, I don't like the too hydraulic-y.
That's what I thought.
That's why I was trying to get to the other side.
All those yeah.
Right now the water is super low because it's the winter and they don't run as much as the summer. So a lot of this is like really accessible and wadeable. And here goes the scary part of walking across the river with the camera. Oh God.
That's deep.
Probably is. There's an eagle right above me. Oh my God. That is so sick. Wow. What's not sick is this wind that keeps coming downstream and making it impossible to mend, but there's eagles. Oh. The old redneck drift boat trick right there. No nibbles.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
It's tough. It's even more breezy over there.
This was like the first spot where I was like feeling half decent about, but even then it's so flat. I was at least getting down and through here. Bobber went down
Yeah?
a couple times. It was
Sweet.
rock, but you know,
That's okay though.
exciting.
Yeah, that's something.
Changing tactics. We're going with a little dry to an emerger on this slick water. It honestly might not work at all, just with the wind, but I've seen a few risers, so we're gonna at least give it a shot. Yeah. And just as I put this on, the wind really starts to pick up. Love it. Winter fishing, baby. Yeah, that wind is not fun. It's really not fun. We're also losing our sun right now. These clouds are moving in behind us. So that's, you know, it was honestly really nice there for a bit. It was warm. And, you know, clouds moved in. And now we're cold. We're gonna give this one last spot a shot before calling it for the day. Sun is setting, and it looks like we got a nice run down here. So let's see what we can do here in the bottom of the ninth, boys and girls. There it is. We're on. We're actually on fish. Oh my gosh. There we go. I don't think he's that big, but we got a fish. Oh, and it's a whitefish. I'm just honestly not even ashamed by this because it's my birthday, but I did put on a squirmy worm because we're kind of in desperation. And look at that. Whitefish on a squirmy worm. Wow. Birthday treat. Look at that. See ya. Well, guys, we got bent. We broke the skunk.
I saw that head, I was like, that's a pointy nose.
Yeah, I was like, it's the only thing dumb enough right now to eat a squirmy worm.
Oh, the squirm. Cold weather, can't do much about it, so we fish low and slow, and that's the name of the game. You can't really complain. I mean, we put ourselves out here, so it's not like
Yeah.
There's nothing to, like, I mean,
We knew it was coming.
yeah, it's February. It's about to be March. We still have winter ski storms coming.
Should we call it and go do a little birthday dinner?
It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's go get some fillets thrown down.
That's really why we're out here in the winter. It's all about the food.
Yeah.
It's all about the camp vibes. And just, honestly, just getting by.
Yeah.
Dude, we could probably cook out here. One of the things I genuinely want to improve on is my cooking abilities, and just better understanding. And obviously Lucas works in a chef. He's been cooking his whole life, so did I say you work in a chef?
I work in a chef. Yeah, I do work in a chef.
He works in a chef.
Vibe.
He is a chef. He works in the kitchen. But I want to get, I just want to have a better understanding. So Lucas has really helped me out with that. And I think this whole setup is going to force me to have to cook.
I think it'll yeah, I agree.
Got some filet mignon on the cast iron right now. Lucas is really doing it upright.
Oh, bubbles and squeak and filet mignon for the birthday boy. The farts up in that thing are gonna be. That's why it's called bubbles and squeak. This is basting. This is hot butter getting thrown over the fillets.
Oh my gosh, I can't even be over here. I'm like salivating.
So this is just gonna go right on top of the steaks afterwards. We might even. Best meal I've ever had camp cooking in my entire lifetime, Scotty.
No way.
100%.
Hell yeah.
I've never done up a steak like this, because that's only for somebody.
Well, I appreciate it.
Of course. It's literally a 3-month trip. He takes 9 weeks because that's his pension, cut time. What he's able to take, and he'll go.
It's morning 2 here. We're getting some coffee going because everything we own is pretty much frozen. Our waders, our boots, all our fishing gear. So we are in no rush to get to the river, and we've got waders hanging up right here. We've got boots.
Getting hit by some heat.
And then we got coffee.
We got coffee.
Making coffee, as simple as it is like a dream right now. So we just got on, checked the weather. Come to find out there's a bit of a winter advisory, a big winter storm.
Big winter storm, probably the biggest of the year to hit the West Coast right now. Which is good for skiing when we get back home.
Yeah, which is
But it's
good.
a little tough for what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and we were planning to stay up here one more night and camp, but we don't want to get stuck up here and then have a gnarly drive home it might just be kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully get out of the storm surge a little bit and a little bit closer to home. Try to fish this last afternoon and then probably hit it.
Probably book it. Yeah.
Just changed scenery, and there's no snow down here, but man is there wind. But that's okay, because I think down here we're gonna be a little hidden from the wind once we get down onto the creek. And yeah, let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. Got a stonefly of sorts up top, big heavy one with a big old tungsten bead. And then we've got a Frenchie down low. Game time. Whew. There's something about going to a new spot and giving you just a little bit of hope to get you there. Now, however long that hope lasts is another story, but at least right now we're very excited for this new spot. Just completely different than yesterday.
The water on the river is traveling upstream on the surface, so might be an interesting bobber day.
Yeah, and then where it dumps in right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and even up in the rock, like further up, kind of as high as you can see right there in some of that shallower, skinnier water. You get 'em.
Sweet, dude.
Good luck.
Appreciate
to
you
you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Have fun.
Alrighty, y'all.
safe.
So we're walking down the river, just bumped into some game wardens down there, checking our license. Good PSA to everybody. Make sure if you are going fishing to get your fishing license. I know it seems like a silly thing sometimes, like you can just get away with it, but do not do that. Helps the state, helps the fisheries, and allows us to keep doing this.
Holy shit.
Oh God, not my hat. Fuck,
No!
dude. Well, that's gonna be just frozen now. Guess we're fishing without a hat for a little bit, boys. Woo! This is insane. Oh. Oh my God. Oh shoot, that was one. Genuinely, I don't think I've ever fished in something this gnarly. I mean, I don't even really know how to make a cast at this point. It's like a flop. It's like the sloppiest looking cast. I think they were saying like up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Like I have about fallen over just a couple times. Here comes one. I just reached into my bag and realized that my fingers are just bleeding. I had no idea at all. Oh man. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad.
Me neither.
There you go.
Bang a bang. Oh yes. Ah.
Is it hot?
Yes. Jesus.
The thermostat. Straight from the thermostat.
Straight from the thermostat. I am wanting to like kite surf or windsurf a river now.
Dude, it's not that cold. That's the thing.
No, it's not cold. It literally just windy is why it's so tough right now.
And any hope that we had, it says windy conditions will continue for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I don't think there's such thing as a dead drift today.
Ooh, that's for sure.
Like I've gotten a few good drifts, but
I have not had one that if I was a fish, I'd be like, I'm eating that.
yeah. Those birds are just having a heyday. We need the wind to die down. 5 minutes. That's all we need.
Getting sand blown in my mouth.
I swear, if we had 5 minutes to fish this hole, I'm confident we'd catch a fish. I just don't see that happening today. You know, we've tried our best to give it a shot, but at the end of the day, nature has the final say.
I mean, I love the wind, but not for this. This is, I mean, look at the puffs behind you. It's blowing 40. And we're using flies, so, like.
We have no shot.
It's not how you could fish this. It'd be sweet to run a spinner through this or something, but, you know. Yesterday was great compared to this.
Get nice and comfy.
Yeah, we're gonna finish this drive.
How does the driver's seat feel?
Dude, I enjoy this.
You like it?
I have not driven many trucks, and this is a nice truck to drive.
It's not bad.
It's quite fun.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like sitting shotgun. I
Rip
get to
it.
put my feet up and I get to hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us here in Idaho. Honestly, more than anything, this was just a trip to test out the camper and get a feel for what it's like using it, get some of the kinks out.
Have some fun in the snow.
Have some fun in the snow, like really test the limits. I mean, we camped in 12-degree weather the first night. We were totally fine with the heater on. Be on the lookout for a lot more videos this year with the camper. And I'm switching gears in a couple days. And I'm actually gonna be in the Caribbean.
Yeah, you lucky son of a gun.
So went from the coldest of cold
and no fish,
no fish,
to
there's no fish promised in the Caribbean
well, true,
either.
but warmer water gives a certain a certain hope.
Yeah, so that's coming up next. That'll be the next slew of videos, which I'm really excited about. Head to the Caribbean, do some bone fishing.
With
Switch
Phelps.
gears, Phelpsy and our boy Yvonne, and then it's back to the camper, and spring will be here by then. And again, check out Harker Outdoors. If any of you are looking for a camper, you can use the code WILDFLY at checkout to get $500 off your camper. These guys absolutely crushed it with this camper, as you can tell, and you're going to be seeing them a lot more throughout the year, just the different additions we're going to add. So go check them out if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys later.